G'day, it's Shane Dowling here from kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. I'm outside the High Court of Australia in Canberra. The reason I'm here is I've applied to have a matter removed from the New South Wales Supreme Court to the High Court. Now the matter is Capilano Honey and Ben McKee v Shane Dowling. Now they instituted defamation proceedings and injurious falsehood proceedings against me in October 2016. And they were granted a super injunction, wide-ranging suppression orders and also non-publication orders. Now in July 2018 the suppression orders were lifted as there was no legal basis to have them in the first place. Capilano Honey and Ben McKee appealed. Now the appeal was heard on the 19th of July 2018. On the 7th of September 2018, Capilano Honey had their lawyer, Alexander Latu from Addison Lawyers, write to Google using the original court orders from October 2016 and ask Google block a further 18 articles on my website and social media accounts on the fake and poisonous honey issue. Back in 2017 they had already written to Google and asked them to block certain pages, but in September 2018 they wrote to Google again and asked them to block another 18 articles. Now the reason they did that is because they knew they were going to lose the Court of Appeal judgment, which they knew was only a few weeks away from being handed down. Now on the 3rd of October 2018, New South Wales Supreme Court of Appeal handed down their judgment, and I won on all grounds in a unanimous decision where Capilano Honey's and Ben McKee's lawyers were caught out using hearsay evidence, second-hand hearsay evidence, and in numerous points no evidence at all to justify the original claim. Now why not expressly saying so, the Court of Appeal decision identified all the characteristics that shows Capilano Honey's and Ben McKee's claim against me as a blatant slap lawsuit to try and allow Capilano Honey to continue to profit from selling the fake and poisonous honey. Now in July 2018, Coles stopped selling Capilano's Lowry branded honey, which was mostly made up of fake Chinese honey. And on the 2nd of September 2018, it was reported in the media that Capilano Honey's Lowry branded honey had been tested and had returned a result saying it was fake honey. And Capilano Honey has since stopped selling the Lowry branded honey. But I understand they're still selling other brands, which is mixed with the fake Chinese honey. G'day, it's Shane Dowling from kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now I'm at Woolworths and we're at the honey section. We're just going to have a look at some of the Capilano honey. This is the honey section. Up here we got the normal Capilano honey. It says 100% Australian. But down here we got different type of Capilano honey. It says organic honeycomb. It's got a bit of honeycomb in there. It says raw honey. But at the top of the bottle here it says to be certified as organic, we guarantee our honey and honeycomb is sourced from hives with a 5 kilometre pesticide exclusion radius. So what does that mean about the honey up here, the normal honey, normal Capilano honey? There must be no exclusion radius, it must be sourced in an area that does have pesticides on the plants. And what about herbicides? It makes no mention of herbicides on this bottle. So is this honey sourced from hives with a 5 kilometre pesticide exclusion radius but no herbicide radius? So maybe there's Roundup there, which is a well-known herbicide which is getting global attention at the moment because numerous people in the United States have sued for being poisoned by Roundup, and it makes no mention of these bottles of whether they got herbicides in there like Roundup. So we have to assume they do have it in there, and we have to assume because there's no label on here saying there's an exclusion radius from pesticides, we have to assume there's pesticides in here. Now you write to Capilano Honey and they won't say anything, they won't respond. Now on here you got ACO certified organic, that's Australian certified organic, it's a company. You write to them and ask them questions, they won't answer them either. So the chances of that being actually organic are, my estimate is 0. And given the lies that Capilano have been telling over the last few years in relation to their honey, last year they were forced to stop selling their Lowry branded honey, which had 70% Chinese honey in it because it was fake honey. So given all the lies that Capilano Honey tell the public, I personally wouldn't be eating any of their honey. Mr. Dawson, Mr. Keegan, I wanted to ask you about Capilano Honey, selling fake honey and poisonous honey. It says on one of their bottles, one of their Capilano honey bottles, that the honey is sourced from a area with a 5 kilometre radius away from pesticides. So if that honey is sourced from a 5 kilometre radius away from pesticides, what is the normal Capilano honey? Is that within the 5 kilometre radius of pesticides on plants? Mr. Dawson? If their honey is the honey is sourced from a 5 kilometre radius away from pesticides, what about their normal honey? That means it's within a 5 kilometre radius of pesticides. That means it has pesticides in it, does it not? That's admission by Capilano Honey, is it not, Mr. Dawson? You're their barrister, you would know. Thank you.